Ted Slowick is the managing editor of the Naperville Sun. The two of us are comparing our burnt retinas this morning. Good morning, Ted.
Good morning, Scott.
You know, the password was your name just moments ago, and we've already had 3 people come up, and we gave away actually 3 sets of tickets because they reacted so quickly to our little password of your name. Managing editor of Naperville Sun, which I use every morning, 5 things you need to know today, is my favorite section of your paper. And I read it online. I have it. I have the hard copy too, but I'll look at it online and then I'll actually cut and paste some of the stories so that I use them for my show prep in the morning. So great newspaper.
Well, that's a fun feature to put together because you actually get paid to surf the internet and look for those items. So.
Isn't that great?
Yeah.
Now, as managing editor of the Naperville Sun, what exactly is your job? I mean, to edit, but in a bigger picture.
Well, there's so much to it. It's a great job, you know, everything from working with young reporters and developing them to, you know, just being in touch with the community, to actually, you know, gathering the news and deciding placement, where stories go in the paper, to assigning photographs and working with freelancers. There's just so much variety to it. It's never boring.
Ted, how long have you been doing it?
Well, I've been back here in Naperville 2 years. I started at the Sun in 1998 and then went down to Joliet for a few years and then have been back here since 2000.
And you love your job?
I do. It's fascinating.
Well, the thing I was asking you about off the air, as we're talking with Ted Slowick, the managing editor of Naperville Sun, is when does your paper have to be in? What is the deadline? It's
a midnight deadline.
Do you ever extend it, like if you know a game's gone into extra innings or you're waiting for Barack Obama to choose his candidate?
Especially on election night, we always have an extended deadline, usually till like 1:30 or so on election night.
So at midnight, it goes to the presses, and it takes how long for the paper to print?
Well, usually less than an hour actually on the press.
Just amazes
you know,
me.
they make plates of it. That takes a little time, the pre-press, and then it's printed, and then it goes to a distribution center where the carriers will bag it. And it's usually, I get my paper on my doorstep about, you know, 4:35 in the morning.
Yeah, I have mine a little bit before that because I get in at 4:30 and it's always sitting there at my door at the radio station. Maybe they treat us a little faster. You know, I'm not the managing editor or anything. So now, for instance, if it's a rainy day, is it up to the bagger to decide whether it's a 1 or 2 bag?
It is. Really? And they'll, you know, they'll use their discretion and hopefully we won't get many complaints, so hopefully they'll double bag it.
So the people that deliver, do you have one person that delivers more than anyone else?
You know, we contract with independent contractors, and there are some who have several routes, so yeah.
And how many people get the Naperville Sun each day?
About 17,000 nowadays.
Now that's actually hard delivery, and of course there are a lot more people that do what you do, and a lot of times cruise online and look at the paper online.
That's true.
And do you find that online is picked up quite a bit, looking at your newspaper? Can you track that?
Yes, yeah. We continue to set records for page views almost every month.
Wow. So you beat last month's record each month. It increases.
Pretty close.
Now, do you do anything in your newspaper? Are there ads in your newspaper for online activities? And do you put anything online that you can't get in the paper?
Sure. With the you know, newsprint costs being what they are, you know, there's less space in the print product, so we offer a lot of additional online-only features. Everything from additional photos, photo galleries, to, you know, sometimes audio or video content.
Yeah, it's always nice when a hot model comes to Naperville and we get the extra pictures. That's always good. We're talking with Ted Slowick. He's the managing editor of the Naperville Sun. So the newspaper itself, who decides what goes in? Is that your job?
Well, it is, but it's a collaborative process. I have several editors that we work with and we go over, and it's never really one person's decision. It's always just a consensus on what's the best picture, what's the biggest news. And it's usually pretty obvious. These things pretty much, you know, address themselves.
Have you ever had to hit anyone on a front page story? No, I'm just kidding.
But since college.
Do you ever get in arguments though? I mean, because the front page is very important.
Absolutely.
And the final decision goes to...
Sure. Well, a newsroom in conflict is a healthy newsroom.
Right, that's true. Because everyone's fighting for the position, meaning that they're doing better work for the stories.
That's a sign of a healthy newsroom.
Yeah, that's great.